Latinos make up nearly 1/4 of registered voters in the city, and over 700,000 are registered to the Democratic Party, which means they have a chance to vote in the primary election to choose who they want to see on the ballot come November. The Hispanic Federation has been leading a number of mayoral forums to connect primary candidates with community leaders to hear about Latino New Yorkers, their needs, their concerns, and why they are voting this year. Joining me now to talk more about this is Frankie Miranda, the president and CEO of the Hispanic Federation. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about some of the issues that you have really seen resonate with voters, particularly at these mayoral forums. What do voters want to hear about?
Well, what we want to make sure that our candidates understand is that Latinos, like many other voters, are interested in pocketbook issues. That was what the Federation did with surveys leading to the general election. And right now, it is about pocketbook issues: inflation, cost of living, affordable housing, jobs. And we want to make sure that we set the record straight with these mayoral candidates so they can understand what is exactly what Latinos need to hear and to motivate them into participating in the primary.
Are they engaging, all of the candidates, are they engaging in the right way with Latino voters? What would you like to see more of in these final few weeks of the primary campaign?
I think that there has been renewed engagement with the Latino community. I think that our forums, meeting with the top leadership of direct service provision in the city, those that are serving the most vulnerable in our city, it is a great reminder and a great way to make them understand that Latino voters are extremely important. And I think that the reception, they were very prepared for the forum and for the questions. They were tough questions, but they were really prepared. We met with 7 candidates. We're waiting for 2 more candidates to meet with us.
And talk about the issues again, the pocketbook issues. What do you think is going to be on the minds of those Latino voters come November? Of course, the primary is one thing, but let's dig a little bit deeper into some of those issues that you mentioned.
Well, there has been a lot of conversation about cost of living and what the federal administration is really doing to ensure that Latinos who did not recover as fast as other communities after the pandemic, what they are facing, the cost of living, the cost of food, everything that is really affecting their affordability in the city. And that's one of the biggest issues that we were talking about. Are these candidates really committed to affordable housing? Are these candidates really going to commit to making sure that the city is safe and that the city is welcoming to everyone? That is what Latinos want to hear. And I think that is going to be really important leading into the first debate.
I do want to talk about, you mentioned the federal administration. Even though the majority of Latino voters are still Democratic, there was this notable shift during the presidential election, and you have seen more Latinos shift Republican. Why do you think that is? What issues are driving some Latinos to go that way?
Again, Latinos voted for the candidate they felt that provided the best solution to pocketbook issues. There was a movement to the Republican column, which happened in all demographics. But the fact is that at the end of the day, those candidates that really speak to our community, that speak to these issues, and that they do it in a culturally competent, linguistically competent way, are the ones that are going to get the favor of Latino voters. So our vote is not for granted. We need to talk to Latino voters, and this is the opportunity to do it now.
And how valuable is that vote? I mean, of course, if people are not as engaged with this election, what would you like them to know?
The road to City Hall is through the Latino community. The numbers are there. The participation was there in 2021. So now we need to ensure that more Latinos are part of this conversation. And again, I can predict right now that we will be the deciding vote for this primary election. That most likely is going to decide who is going to run and going to be in the City Hall.
Thank you, Frankie Miranda, President and CEO of the Hispanic Federation. And I just want to give you another reminder. Tonight, New York One is going to host a debate between 2 Democratic candidates for Brooklyn Borough President. That is incumbent Antonio Reynoso taking on challenger Kari Edwards. And then next Tuesday, we're hosting a debate between the leading contenders for City Comptroller. Brooklyn City Councilman Justin Brannan will square off against Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine. And then next Thursday, as we've been talking about, the leading Democratic candidates for mayor are going to face off in a debate just 2 days before early voting begins. Both the city comptroller and mayoral debates are co-hosted by WNYC Radio, Gothamist, the City.NYC, and the Campaign Finance Board. All of the debates are going to air right here in the 7 o'clock hour on New York One, the Spectrum News app, as well as our YouTube channel.